Hi, I'm going to show you how to use Scratch, which is a programming language developed by MIT to teach programming. Right over here is the stage, and on the stage is a sprite. There can be many sprites. If you want to add another one besides the cat, all you have to do is go to one of these buttons. You can hit this button, and you could paint your own sprite using any of the buttons here. You could also hit this button and get another sprite. Let's add this cat also. And then you can use the mouse to move that sprite around on the stage. Down here we can select which sprite we're currently working on. I'm going to right click and delete that sprite, so we only have one. And this area is where we build scripts, and we build scripts from the blocks that are over here. There's motion blocks, looks blocks, sound, there's a pen, control, sensing, operators, and variables. You don't need to know all of these, but you do need to know that these blocks, called hat blocks, they go on top and they start a script. So this one says when the green flag is clicked, and then we plug in some blocks below that. So let's say move 10 steps and turn 15 degrees. So we can do one of two things. We can click this block and the cat walked 10 steps and turned 15 degrees, or we can click this green flag. If we have more than one hat block, that green flag would play all of them. And every time I click it, the cat does this. There we go. There's also some C blocks. These blocks right here you stack together, but then you have C blocks that can go around other ones. So if we want to put that block on, what will happen when we click it is the cat will move 10 steps and turn 15 degrees forever. And that piece of code will keep repeating until we hit stop. Now let's do a little more. Let's get rid of this. And let's set the cat up. You can control it right here so that it's facing. There we go. We're going to give the cat some control so that we can move it around the keyboard. And what we're going to use is an if block. And this if block creates a condition. We're going to go to the sensing and use this. And we're going to say if that key is pressed, let's point in a direction and move. So we'll point 90 degrees, which is to the right, and move 10 steps. So let me click this, and I just hit the space key and nothing happened. The problem is I have to be pressing the space key when I click the green flag. So let me press the space key and then I click the green flag. The other way of getting around that is to put a forever loop. And now I can hit the space key and that will always happen. If we want to make this a little more interesting, I can right click and duplicate this, and then I can right click again and duplicate that, and then move that back into the forever loop. Now what I'm going to do is give it keyboard control. I'm just going to use the arrows. Let's go with up arrow, down arrow, right arrow, and left arrow. Let's just make sure it points in the correct direction that we want it to. That is pointing to the right, and that is pointing to the left. Now when we push this, I can now use the arrow keys to move the cat around, and you're probably wondering, why does the cat face upside down when it moves left? The problem there is it's rotating. So we can click any one of these buttons. If we click this one, it won't rotate. If we click that one, it'll only face left, right, and this one will allow it to rotate. I think with this, we want to click only left and right. And once I click the green flag again, now the cat can move around. No problems. Let's add a second sprite. We'll pick the bat since it's first, and that bat is a little big, so I'm going to shrink it down simply by clicking the mouse here. There we go. And what I'm going to have the bat do is I'm going to have the bat chase the cat. So when it's clicked, here's what we're going to have it do. We're going to have it point towards sprite 1, which is the cat, and move 10 steps. And then we can put a forever loop around it. That's not very exciting because it's always moving as fast as the cat. So let's slow it down a little bit. Let's maybe have it wait a tenth of a second. That's just enough time that it might make it a little more interesting. Now the cat can kind of get away. The only problem with the bat is it's not really flying. So let's stop that. And now let's take a look at the costumes. So there's one costume for the bat. Let's import a second. This one. All right. Now under looks, we can have the bat switch costumes. So we can start it out. So it always starts with the bat A costume, and then it goes to bat B. You know what, I'm going to take this out, and I think after it moves I'll have it, or maybe we'll, sometimes you have to try different places. Let's see how this works. Not so bad. Now the bat's fluttering. And you can see that the bat is flying upside down. So if we do the same thing to the bat, it can only fly both ways. So what we've done is we've added keyboard control to one sprite, and the other sprite will always chase it.